Well, guys, thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us. My name's John.
I'm Kim.
I'm Danny. And I am Michael.
We have been waiting months to talk to you guys about this movie. We saw it back virtually at Sundance, but holy shit. Thank you so much for making like the creepiest movie of the year.
Oh, that's so sick. Oh, yeah. You saw it so early. That was like among some of the first people.
Mm.
That was so terrifying debuting at Sundance. And yeah, it was scary knowing that people were watching it and judging it for the first time. It was it was the first time that critics and stuff were watching it. We're in the back of the theater just dying. Like, get us out of here. Yeah.
It was a great experience, though, not knowing what to expect at all. Like, there weren't any trailers or anything. And it was wild.
Yeah, that's the best way to go into a film is not having seen anything. Yeah, and then just going in blind. That's such a cool thing.
And it's such a unique take on like the ghost possession story. Where did the idea originally come from? Was this something you guys were cooking up for YouTube, or was it always an idea for a feature?
Yeah. I just remember these neighbors that we watched grow up. One of them was experimenting with drugs for the first time, and he was having a negative reaction to what he'd taken, and he was on the floor convulsing, and all the kids that he was with weren't helping him. They were just filming him and laughing at him. And I remember seeing that footage and it really bothering me and sticking with me. So that was our kickoff point. There was a short film by a guy named Daley Pearson that was like about kids having fun with possession. And so that also was like a good starting point. All these things sort of merged. And once I started writing, I couldn't stop.
And so, like, the ghost kind of came involved naturally. Like, are you guys into ghosts? Do you believe in ghosts? Do you have any spooky stories?
So we've always been fascinated with the paranormal, and through YouTube, you're able to travel a lot. And everywhere we go, we look up, like, what's the most haunted location around here? And let's go sleep there. Yeah. So we're always actively, inviting something to happen. And Michael stayed at the Conjuring House, and then Michael brought all these haunted dolls from around the world and put them all in the house. Yeah, mate, if we bring some of the world's most haunted dolls and put them into the world's most haunted house, surely some world haunting stuff will happen.
Let's charge it up.
Let's open those portals to hell, everyone.
Did anything?
It's something we've always been fascinated with. Even speaking to psychics and people that have had supernatural experience, it's fascinating to us. I love hearing about that stuff.
And has anything happened to you guys? Like, if there's anything weird happened that you couldn't explain?
I mean, Michael plays the story out, but our grandfather raised us till we were about 13, and he would always come home and we'd hear him doing the dishes. Like, that's when we knew that he was home. And when we were 13, he passed away in our house. And a couple of days after he had died, I heard someone doing the dishes at midnight when all the lights are off. So I've had that experience that I couldn't explain.
Wow.
I just find that funny because it's like, or is the ghost playing a sound effect? Or what do you mean? No, it's just, did he come home? Was the ghost? It was an echo. It was an echo of the past. An echo of the past. But what did he like? Come and say goodbye? It's like he's doing the dishes. Like that was that's his goodbye. That's his like he's doing the dishes. He's stuck in the world and I'm ever doing the dishes.
Yeah, if I come back, I hope I'm doing something more exciting than the dishes.
Right? I love that he didn't whisper.
I could go back to one thing. Oh, I'm gonna go do the dishes. All right. Look, that was my experience. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Your kid, he really does give you a bit of a hard time.
That's great. Great movie.
So I mean, like, unlike your grandfather doing dishes as a ghost, I mean, the ghosts in your movie are super ruthless. Like, did that kind of come out of a frustration about horror movies being a little safe nowadays, or did you always want to make a movie that was frightening?
Yeah, we always just want to push it, I guess, and have the danger feel real. And I just let the audience know that no one in this film is safe, and you don't know what could happen. Yeah, the consequences of the action are real. So and I feel like working on the characters as well, to have the characters be believable and relatable, when those things do happen, you know the world is going to change and the impact it's going to have on the characters. So we wanted all the horror to be grounded in character. And if you think about it, it's not that much violence. Oh, there's violence. I love violence. Yeah. But when there is, it's shocking. I guess it is shocking. We don't shy away from it. It shows the consequences. And we're in love with practical effects. And that's just the funnest thing ever, is to start beating someone's face in.
I mean, it really shows. Yeah, like who... You guys have a lot of experience doing that with your YouTube videos?
Yeah, definitely. And like even Beck Barado, who's the makeup artist for all of our YouTube stuff, did it all for free. We were able to get her as a head of department on the makeup team for Talk to Me, which is amazing. And our aesthetic department, Mega Effects, was so game and down to like, yeah, we just did everything practically. It was so much fun.
It's great too because all of the ghosts have like characterizations. Like you want to know what their stories were just based on what they look like. Like there is something there, and you don't even get like more than a glimpse of it. It's so terrifying.
Yeah,
it was something that we worked on a lot with the history of each spirit, why they're drawn to the kids, because they're drawn to particular emotions that they're feeling. It's it was something that was very important to us.
Yeah, we nailed out everyone's histories and what each ghost is representing and how they died, why they died.
And I feel sorry for something like one of the first spirit that you see. It was during when COVID was like going away, but kind of it was still there in some sense. So the actor had to fly from interstate, quarantine for 3 days, come on set, get make up for a couple of hours, then sit down in a chair for about 10 minutes, then go and then fly back home and quarantine for another 3 days. I want to be on screen for about 15 frames.
Yeah. They're just in there for a flash. Yeah.
But we really liked his look. It was like, oh, that's what we need. But yeah, he's that guy.
So you guys wrote backstories for the ghosts. Do you kind of have your own internal backstory for what the true story is of the hand?
My gosh, we've got the thickest Bible that breaks down every single person that's had the hand, where it came from, what the rules actually are, the origins of everything. And we just wanted the kids to be out of their depths. So there's little hints at what this thing could be and how it could work. But
we didn't want the library scene where they go and open some old floorboards and find the ancient scrolls.
Yeah. We just wanted the kids to be out of their depths. They just hint at the history of it.
They're going through the microfiche.
Yeah. The old frames like flickering through the old, yeah.
Yeah, that's a big thing Kim always points out. She calls it the second act library.
Yeah. Maybe in the sequel. That's what's going to be in the sequel. But I love to explore it. The whole sequel will be based in the library.
It totally works for your story though, because like same with drugs, like kids just have their own rules that they've made up that they've all taken secondhand. So it's just a game of broken telephone about how it works and how it's safe to use it. I think it's such a genius move.
And then also different people react to drugs in different ways as well. Like one person's experience is not going to be the same as someone else's. Everyone's body reacts to these things differently. So yeah.
I remember being at South by Southwest, and I was drinking like this thing called Gamer Subs. It's like an energy powder. And as Sophie was tired, she's like, "Oh, can I have some of this?" She plays me up, and I'm like, "Oh, two scoops is usually what you have." And then she had, because she hadn't had it before, she's like, "What did you give me? I can bounce off the walls here."
Yeah.
I thought, "Oh, sorry." In my mind, that's how much it took, but yeah, maybe half.
Everything was different.
So was that for a performance? You said it was at South by, right?
Oh, it was South by Southwest.
Well, it was just for energy, I guess.
Yeah, he's lazy. He's lazy. Just to wake you up a little bit.
Speaking of, though, the cast is all really young, and you have such complex performances from them because not only are they playing teenagers, but I think almost everyone has a possession sequence, and they're phenomenal, like from their normal selves to completely 180. Was that something that you guys were conscious of in the casting process? Like, did you have some exorcisms?
Yeah. What's really fun about ourselves is that everyone got to do each other's possessions. So each kid did their own thing, so no one could be embarrassed.
We even did the possessions, the producers did the possessions.
I can't remember how I did it. Yeah.
Yeah, so like, because there are some embarrassing possessions to be like, you go on set and be like, we've all done it, so don't worry. You don't have to be embarrassed coming on set.
Yeah, and then also everyone could build up each other's performances and find elements in everyone's portrayals that like build their own possession. It was so fun.
Sophie was the first one to get possessed though, and she really set the bar. So everyone's like, "Oh, we've got to try and match that."
Yeah.
So she really brought it, which was awesome.
That's cool. And they get to do kind of different things because they're all being possessed by different spirits.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Everyone's
There's a few possessions that we had to cut out, but they were amazing also. Everyone was they all brought it.
It was so much fun to see those actors play all that.
I love the idea of you guys using that as a warm-up instead of just, like trust falls and whatever, like one word exchanges. I say, are you going to do that for your next movies? Like, all right, everybody, before we get started, we're all going to practice our possessions just to get comfortable.
A big bonding thing on set, and I think it would work worldwide with anyone, is Uno. Play Uno and have like a dare, an awkward dare, like you have to post something or ring up someone and say something awkward with a bunch of people you don't know, and you do elimination. The last person has to do it. It's a bonding experience. I remember we had two of the cast members, Haley, people that played Haley and Joss, had to pretend to have an argument on set in front of the producer because they'd lost to Uno. So like, we did a bunch of stuff like that. It was so much fun. Oh yeah, Uno with everyone. Yeah.
And are you guys planning on staying in horror? Is that the plan going forward?
Well, yeah, I finished a script for a horror film called Bring Her Back. So I'm super excited about that. It's another horror film, but we also really badly want to do an action film. So either of those two we're down for.
That's rad. Do you have more in the Talk to Me universe that you want to do?
I mean, if A24 gave me a sequel, I would jump at that in a heartbeat. My God. Talk to me. Yes, talk to me. It sells itself, guys. We're going to be on that. A24, let's get moving. But even like while we were writing the first film, I was writing scenes for a second film. Like I would love to do a sequel.
A prequel would be amazing.
Yeah, the prequel trilogy, actually, in the library.
Where the psychic gets both their arms cut off.
I agree.
Oh, God. Well, we generally like to ask people what their dream drive-in double feature would be if they could play any two movies. You can pick two movies that you think would pair really well with Talk to Me, movies that maybe you used to inspire you when you were writing the screenplay, or honestly just like two Australian horror movies that nobody really talks about.
All right, Australian films, Next of Kin and Walkabout. Yeah, that'd be our Australian.
I love Next of Kin. I love it.
Yeah, so do I. That film's so awesome. And in terms of inspiring, like I'd say Memories of Murder and Characterizations. Yeah, sure.
Oh. That's a crazy double bill. I don't think we've seen Memories of a Murder yet.
No.
It's a Bong Joon-ho movie, right?
Yeah, it's my favorite movie of all time. It's amazing. It's not a horror film though. It's not a horror film. It's a Korean. But it's that thing that would really inspire us with genre melding. You know, it's had all different genres in like a matter of minutes sometimes, and it all feels like of a piece. It's an amazing movie. It's so good.
Were those any movies? Like, did you try and get the cast to watch any of those movies before you guys got started?
Well, it was more the crew that we watched things with. Like, I know we used to have movie nights with all the heads of departments, so we'd sit down and we'd watch things together. The cast, it was more the rehearsals, just going through the scenes with them. Yeah, I don't remember getting them to. I mean, there was like scenes that we'd show to certain actors as little elements and moments that we'd show some of the actors, but we just, we're in the room one-on-one before anything had started, and we just break down each character in each moment and just share experiences and just discuss through the whole thing. So, but yeah, the movie watching was more of a crew thing for us.
Okay. And this is maybe a silly question, but we have a Discord, and I've been talking to some people that have seen like early preview screenings of the movie, and it really fucked them up. And I was just curious, like, what's your recommendation for like a chill come down after watching Talk to Me, so you don't have nightmares when you go to bed at night?
Oh my gosh! Well, I mean, Barbie's out, so I think that Barbie would be a fun one. So, yeah, Barbieheimer's the big thing, but it's Barbieheimer. Feet talk to me, Barbie. I feel like we're gonna make that a trend. Hashtag stop posting about it, everybody. Yeah, talk to Barbie. Talk to Barbie.
I like that idea. I think that'd be a wild double bill. I mean, we just did Barbenheimer yesterday. I think I would have liked it a lot more if it was Talk to Barbie.
Oh my gosh, man. You know, there was a screening that someone posted about where there was the previews of Barbie and in the previews of Talk to Me, and it finished at the same time. And, you know, a bunch of people came out wearing pink, and they're like happy, and then a bunch of people came out traumatized from this little tar.
You remember when they used to do those commercials after like the screening where they catch people coming out of the theater? I'd love to see them doing both simultaneously.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Yeah, that's a great idea. My gosh, yeah, I really want to see Barbie. I was so excited for it.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think it's making a lot of money at the box office, but as far as like our circle goes, I think Talk to Me is going to be the movie that everybody's discussing for the rest of the year.
Let's go. Well, shout out to your circle then, baby. Come on.